Within the wheelhouse of the edutainment genre, the Humongous Entertainment Library are the only ones that really do get a lot of love online already. So hey, if I'm going to start covering these guys, let's go big or go home and let's talk about
Putt-Putt save the zoo. Putt-Putt save the zoo. Putt-Putt save the zoo.
So Putt-Putt was the one who was a car. As Putt-Putt the car, you go over to Outback here and find out that a bunch of baby animals have gone missing from their habitats.
You know, I'm glad you showed up. It's been quite a morning, all right. What with the zoo opening today, I've so much to fix. Bridges, boats, the works. But the worst of it is that some of the baby animals are missing. Can't find them anywhere.
It is not too different from the premise of The Magic School Bus Explores the World of Animals that I covered, quite a few months back.
Jackaroo, you're on! It's a list of everyone who's missing.
Baby Jumbo the elephant, Masai the giraffe, Kenya the lion cub, Zanzibar the hippopotamus, Sammy Seal, and little Skeeter the snake.
So Outback Alan trusts us on finding all of these baby animals and bringing them back to their habitats nice and safe. And if we can't, we sell them as jerky. Now the first thing we should do is go over here to the snack cart.
Hi, Putt-Putt!
Hi, Chuck Wagon!
Believe it or not, 2 of the answers for the puzzles are in this snack cart area, so I might as well start here every single time. Oh yeah, also, the cotton candy! There is apparently an Easter egg that you can get by debugging the files, where if Putt-Putt just continuously eats, I think 7 or 8 of these cotton candies in a row, he gets sick and throws up on the floor. Now, I'm not really that much of a programmer. I mean, after all, if I was, I wouldn't be playing this game this month. I would have been playing Toy Story Activity Center. But my computer doesn't really recognize the disk, so until I find out how to emulate Windows 95 or 98 or whichever the disk needs, I'm probably going to be covering humongous games when it comes to these edutainment reviews for a little while now. So hey, if you're interested in helping me pick which ones to play, or even just like shoot me a message on how to make these old games work, and then which of these old games I'll play next when I can make those work, you can always sign up for my Patreon because I do run polls there, and the polls will help me decide which games to cover. They'll even help me decide stuff for some of the other shows I plan on making pretty soon here. Oh, right, the baby animals, yeah, I gotta go save them.
Cool cameras, Patty.
Take it, Putt-Putt. The cameras are free, 1 per customer.
Hold on, before we do that, Putt-Putt has to get this camera so he can take some pics for his premium Snapchat. People these days and monetizing their hobbies. Alright, let's get to the savannah area first. And after we consume this log into our very being, we have to solve the hardest puzzle in this entire game. What color do we paint Putt-Putt? Wish I was being facetious, but this is actually kind of the hardest bit of the game for me after all these playthroughs. There are just enough colors to make the selection interesting, but also just few enough colors that I'm now suddenly wishing I could paint Putt-Putt like gray or black or brown or pink. Again, not really much of a hacker or a debugger. If the modding community has put some more paints in here, please let me know. Would love to play Putt-Putt Saves the Zoo with a really gray looking Putt-Putt. Eh, screw it, let's go.
Fire engine red.
Well, now he looks like a hot dog. If you're wondering why I said the painting bit is the bit that's the hardest to figure out, that's because I kind of know where all the animals are every single time I play this one now. When it comes to the tier list of difficulty for these humongous games, Putt-Putt was basically square in the middle. He was definitely made for kids older than the age bracket for Buzzy the Knowledge Bug and the Big Thinkers, maybe exactly where that one Fatty Bear game was. But he was definitely also made for a younger crowd than Sam or Fox or Freddy. As such, Putt-Putt didn't really embrace the whole branching narratives thing that the big three did. Off the top of my head, I can really only remember 2 games in the Putt-Putt library where sometimes the puzzles were different. For the most part, the puzzles were the same every single time. And I'm not even necessarily saying that that's a bad thing, because the game is still charming in its own way on its own, but the replay value for me isn't really here as much as some of those other ones, despite the fact that this is one of the better Putt-Putt games. So yeah, the animals are in the exact same place every single time. Sammy the seal is always in this little puddle. Zanzibar the hippo is always on this one iceberg. Baby Jumbo is always being fronted on by this mouse. Masai the giraffe is always stuck behind this rock. Skeeter the snake is always freezing his dick off in the Arctic. And then Kenya the lion cub is always... How?
Somebody help me.
Now you may be thinking I might talk about how to solve these puzzles, as in a lot of the edutainment games I've reviewed, well, all of them basically, I've actually talked about, you know, how the plot ends and everything. But that's because these games aren't really readily available anymore. Well, those games. The Humongous library is actually on Steam. You know, the thing I said I wish would happen to the Ready to Read with Pooh game? So since these are readily available, I don't really want to spoil the puzzles, as you can actually go back and easily play them. But for clarity's sake, sure, let's actually give you the solution to one of these puzzles. Let's go with Skeeter the snake. Remember what I said about that snack cart earlier? What you want to do is you want to grab this thing of hot chocolate. And even though that hot chocolate has been in your glove compartment for, who knows, maybe an hour at this point if you really wasted time, it's still warm enough to warm up the snake. Now, a fun fact about snakes. Snakes tend to eat about once a month or once a week, I think in the case of boa constrictors.
Because boas are slow-moving snakes, they only need to eat about 1 meal a week.
And there is no way that there's enough nutritional factor in hot chocolate to sustain this snake for the whole week. I guess we know who's gonna become jerky. It's puzzles like that that save every single one of these animals. They're all very safe and straightforward, and like I said, there's no variation. If you want to be very pedantic, when it comes to Sammy the seal here, there is one tiny, slight little variation. You see the lock on the dam there? You have to unlock that with a winch. No, a winch, that's a lady. That's always unlocked with a power wrench. And the power wrench is in this red toolbox that is always in the exact same area. However, the specific nut that you need to open the dam, the shape is different depending on how many times you play. Again, that's as much for variation. It's always in the same place, and all the specially shaped bolts are in the same toolbox. So, yeah, variation, I guess. No, your eyes are not deceiving you, and no, your computer has not stopped. You can just sit here and look at Putt-Putt all dumbfounded as he does not do anything. He is waiting for your input to click on the dam, and if you refuse to click, he will just stand here forever. Hey, whoa, hang on, I didn't click anything. Putt-Putt, stop it, you're ruining the bit. How about that fun side stuff? The Humongous games were famous for extra bits you could click on, finding mini-games, and just funny things in the background. So hey, what are those mini-games and funny things to click on in the background? You can go over here to these Beat Poet monkeys, and they'll start doing their thing.
How about hopscotch? Hopscotch.
Here, I got one.
Come on.
You're so top-notch, playing hopscotch. I timed you with my stopwatch.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, hopscotch.
Okay, legit, this is better than every single poetry slam I have ever been to.
Smile.
And hey, if you've played this game even once, I think you'll remember the topiary creatures.
We are the topiary creatures. We're very pleased to meet you, senors and senoritas too. Welcome to my zoo. Welcome to the zoo.
The original team who made the soundtrack actually remastered it and put it on Bandcamp for only about $10. And my plan was to buy it to put it in the video, because that was in the budget. Until the lens popped out of my fucking glasses. I'm actually editing and recording all this stuff without my glasses on too. So sorry if anything looks weird, I can't see. Also, when you go exploring around, you can actually find the parents of these animals. If you do it after you've saved them, you'll see them all hanging out, having a good time, so happy you reunited them. But if you go before you've done that, congratulations, you're about to see the saddest things you will ever see in your life.
I hope my little girl comes home soon. I'm so worried about her.
Where can you be, Kenya? Whoa, sure as heck is me.
Oh, where is my baby? Little Skeeter, where are you? Have you found my little Skeeter? I miss him so much, it makes me weep.
Say cheese.
Fantastic!
Minigame time. You got this one mix and match / hide and seek style game. I don't really know what the genre is, it's just this bird thing comes up and it's like,
You got time for a game of animal tag? Why don't you pick a level to start at? Look out for 6 cheetahs and 5 gazelles.
am I doing good? I can't tell, I can't see anything. Then over here you've got this polar bear who wants to play hockey.
We're underway again!
And yeah, if you couldn't tell from just looking at it, it's Pong. It's just straight up classic style Pong. It's actually pretty responsive, and I only just realized playing this time, if you hold the left click down, Putt-Putt actually does hold the hockey puck if he has it before hitting it. As a kid I always just kind of hammered it, and muscle memory was happening until this time, so I always just kept hammering it. It's fun and it's straightforward, although it's not super complex. In fact, usually after I get 2 goals, sometimes just 1, I usually end up leaving. It's just not that deep. But hey, if you want a side game in a bigger game where you play hockey as a character who is purple... Oh wait, hold on, Spyro 2 exists. And this one I just gotta talk about because something's a little bit off about this one. You can go whitewater rafting in the raft that you fix after you unconsume that log you found. And there's no consequence to this. You just go all around. If you decide to do nothing, Putt-Putt will just make up his mind. Even in this one bit that really feels like it needs input to happen, no matter which way you go, it's always the right way. You will always end up in the exact starting spot where you were. Even if you drown in this whirlpool, even if you go into this little inland where there's a reference to Deliverance, and no, I'm not making that up.
That wasn't scary one bit. It was terrific.
It reminds me of the car chase section in the first Spy Fox game, except you can fail that. Sure, your progress just gets reset because there's no game over screen, but you can still fail it. That's why I kind of have a problem with this one. I did look up to see if there's just missing content or if stuff wasn't finished, and the wiki didn't say anything about this section, but I'm sorry. I know I'm not exactly a game developer or anything, but this section screams cut content. I really feel like there was supposed to be something here, more so than just a reference to an R-rated movie and a cameo by Freddy and Luther. But yeah, that's Putt-Putt Saves the Zoo. Out of all the Putt-Putt games, this is one of the better ones. When it comes to Putt-Putt, look, I was a bigger fan of his peers, more so than him. But a good Putt-Putt game is still charming and pretty robust, and there's a lot of stuff to do, even in these ones where you don't really get too much variation. Next one I cover will be one of the ones where the puzzles can change up.
You must be little Skeeter.
I'm
breathing.